Now that we're in the 7th video blog, you can start to see what it takes when you come to something like this and you haven't worked on it for 2 months. It is so easy to just stop. So, yeah, that happened. No, seriously, that's exactly what happened. It has been about a year since the last video blog, so I think I owe you a little bit of an explanation. If you remember the setting of the last one that was on music, yeah, that's a basement. Well, right after that video, I moved into a new place, which as you can see behind me, I have a new office, which I'm totally in love with. Work started picking up. I was being involved in some really cool projects I was really excited about, and something else happened around the same time. Oh, right. I got married. Fa-boom! I'm an adult now. So, okay, I probably could have worked on the short during that time, produced a video blog, but I didn't. It's as simple as that. I just didn't prioritize it as high as some of the other things that were going on in my life at the time. The real point is that all that stuff brings us only up to spring in our little story here. So, what happened with summer? Well, after a few months of not working on something, it's actually pretty easy just to leave it off the calendar. So that's pretty much it, but it's not like I haven't been doing other things though. The rubberonion.com website is completely redone. I've been hosting a live internet video podcast called the Rubber Onion Viewing Party, which is a lot of fun. So I've been active. That's not the problem. The momentum just kind of disappeared. Really, any way you cut it, not working at it for a year, that's bad. But hopefully today we can do some good. And speaking of today, we're doing character design. So with that stuff completely behind us and out of the way, now it's time to draw. Welcome back to the drafting table. We haven't been here since video blog 2, I think it was. To prepare for doing these character designs, I went on Google Images, did a quick search, put them together in a handy little sheet like this. I could look at what makes that particular animal look the way that it does and try to turn it into a character. So I have a rooster, for instance, various cops and sheriffs, hillbillies, raven. This is what's going to help me design my characters. Hopefully seeing the way that I do this process will help illuminate a good workflow for you to design your own characters. So now I'm going to use this bunny as an example. We'll start out with just something simple, which is its head is, okay, so kind of circular. And it's got these kind of an upside down heart. I could be crude and say a butt for the bottom of the cheeks. This little part, you see that? And then the nose is this V right here. The eyes are pretty much on the side of the head. This line comes straight down from the nose. And then there's the mouth, which is kind of an arrow pointing up. And then we have some more circles that make up the muzzle of its face. Like that. Head is a little straight on the top and straight coming down from the side as well. And then we have the ears. And these ears are pretty almond shape. So now we know what kind of makes up a bunny. Now what we're going to try to do is draw a couple variations of that. Has all the same properties of these other ones. They have the circles for the eyes, they have this triangle for the nose, the circles for the mouth area, the rectangle for the teeth, the almond shape for the ears, and then you just finish off the head. Basically, it's the same shapes. It's still a rabbit. So I'm going to take this guy here, and I'm going to expand upon him on another page. I'm going to try to improve on the last image that we had and try to define it just a little bit better. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. Where do I go from here? I'll have the neck this way, which leads itself to kind of a no chin scenario, which creepy from time to time. I'll put in this bridge of the nose, almost a permanent scour on the eyes, kind of like Jack Nicholson's eyebrows always make him look angry. I think putting the cheeks in make him look too fluffy, too kind. I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what would be the cheeks. I'm going to use the top of them to cut off the eyes. I think the eyes are the key to making this a pretty threatening character. If we have his mouth way up at the top and we have crooked teeth, we get into creepy zone.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to set him aside as being done. And I'm going to move on to some of the other characters. I'm doing the same thing that I did for the Easter Bunny. I'm just going to take some of the features, kind of break it apart, figure out what makes up the general Rooster character, start playing with it, see where that gets me. Continue this up here and over. It's got this kind of part in the back of its head here. Rounds itself into the top of the beak, and the eye sits right behind the beak, and then the head, which is coming down in a wonderful arc, and this part coming straight out. So I like what's going on here. We have a pretty fun shape, but it's just a little too complicated. I'm thinking I might be able to make some sort of maybe cop hat out of the top here, but I don't know if that's going to be too much. So I know that I had a circle down here under the head. I'm going to try to simplify this up here and maybe put the beak in the center. I like the concept of this thing, but I'm going to try to keep playing with it. Put the beak maybe at the bottom this time. I'm going to try to continue this line down to this throat area down here. Let's try the idea of turning this into some sort of hat for a cop. I do something straight up like that. Might be able to get the hat effect. I kind of wish this shape worked a little stronger. Is there any way that I could play with it coming out like this? Maybe. I like this this hat concept. Here are the images that I got of the cops and sheriffs. I like the brimmed hat. I like the badge on the top, and I love the mustache. The mustache is like a must. I'm going to basically put these two things together and make my main cop character, the sheriff. I think I want to try to follow it up over the beak and turn it into a mustache. I like the straight brim, and it's got kind of a seal on the front of it. If I were to take this concept here and turn it into that hat, I have to make it pretty, almost like this. Like keeping some of these spikes in there. I don't need to keep them all though. This little spike in the front looks too fake, maybe. Looks too fake. I don't like it, but I like the idea of having a flat hat on the top here. I wish that the back of the hat worked a little bit better. Roll in the back here. You know, maybe I can have them kind of like a collared shirt, like this. So I think I like that. I'm about to show you the designs that I did for the secondary characters. You'll notice that I didn't really do a lot of work on the characters' bodies, and that's mainly because I don't really feel it's necessary at this point for my process. I think that a lot of people really feel like they don't get a good feeling for their story until they design their characters. I'm not that way. Remember the storyboard video blog that I did? I mean, I used sticky notes. It was very quick, very crude drawings. A lot of people make real solid drawings, and they scan those in and make a studio style animatic. I just don't do that process because it hurts the momentum of the project more than it helps me. So you just saw what I do for character design. And I got such a request from the last video blog to let you guys hear more of the theme music that I did. I'm going to play that over the next few images. So consider the next few pictures an extra sneak peek into the character designs that I did. I mean, technically the entire video blogs are a sneak peek, but this is an extra sneak peek. So I do want to save some things for you to see when the final project is done. So enjoy.
So that's it for video blog number 8. I hope that it lived up to the year build-up expectation. And keep those comments and emails coming. They're like Scooby snacks for me. They give me energy. Go to rubberhunting.com/blog and you can see all sorts of stuff that I've been doing lately. And if you join the newsletter, you won't miss a thing. So I'll see you on the next video blog, which I promise is not going to be a year from now. Maybe 6 months. No, it won't be that long. Boom! I got murdered.